how do you, wow, the mathematical, I'm a tutor, online tutor, people get to me and so on and so forth. How do you understand these things? I say, no, it's practice. When you constantly practice discipline, you solve, you study, you make it part and parcel of you, your livelihood, and so on and so forth. You realize that everything is just swift.
You just made an argument for living in your purpose like I've never seen before. Well, yeah. I mean, you actually just proved in my mind why stepping into faith and pursuing your purpose, your purpose it's impossible not to love your purpose.
Sure.
It can be felt like a curse though, until you surrender to it. Then it becomes something that is your lifeblood. For me, because I mean, you know a little bit about my past history, which is not very pretty. What has kept me on the track that I'm on is my love for what I do. And our purpose is obviously getting to use our gifts and talents in that. But the other part of that formula is being in service to others, because our purpose and our gifts really aren't about us.
Sure.
They're about our fellow man, how we can serve and provide value. That's how you fall in love with it, because if it's not about your fellow man, there's so much failure in the journey to pursuing your purpose. There's so much failure. Like it's like I celebrate my failures now. You know, sometimes, you know, I've been mocked for some of my credentials and awards, but I don't really flex on those like I do my failure. I actually celebrate my failure more than I do the rewards. But unfortunately, people look at the rewards and certifications like, oh, that's how you know that person, you can work with them. But truth be told, I'd rather celebrate where I fail, because I got up off the mat every time and kept fighting, kept finding a better way, kept finding a new way. And whatever it took to be able to accomplish the goal. You have to be in love with that to do it. But it's hard to do that for yourself. If you're just doing it for yourself, I think you give up. I think you quit. I think you give back into drugs and alcohol or whatever it is for people. For me, it was all that and more. But when it became about other people, there was a reason not to get screwed up on drugs. There was a reason not to get wasted on alcohol. There was a reason not to, you know, spar and get in a fight with people where I'd end up in jail again. There was a reason, because people were counting on me, and that was enough to keep me going. Even at failure, even when I didn't feel good, I knew somebody was counting on me. I knew somebody needed me, and that was enough to, regardless of how I was feeling, that I'd get up and do it. It's the full spectrum of the formula, though. It's not one thing. It's not one or the other or two out of the four. It's all of it or nothing. But I think you just use physics to prove that like we would succeed with that. And it's by God's design.
Sure.
I think that's what I heard you saying, or I could have just made that up.
No, you actually did.
So I do want you to talk about, though, the hardship, because as I said, nothing's easy.